As soon as I loaded the game in, this gunfire started. Hello everyone, welcome back to the show. I am your charming, self-proclaimed yet still humble host, Mukluk. And today, we are back in Warhammer 40k Rogue Trader. And for those who were not here last time, excuse me, there was a little bug that was kind of funny. And what it was just to catch you up, this is a character, this is their inventory. The pets also have an inventory. Now the pets' attacks, you can't unequip this thing. It doesn't come off, but it's like talons, you know? This dog, his claws were missing. And they weren't like in a bag and could be re-equipped anywhere. They were just gone. So he couldn't attack anymore. And there was a lot of people reporting on the forums, yo, my dog can't fight anymore. And they were having troubles with the game. And I had to wait a few days for a patch. Fortunately, that lined up really well with the Guild Wars 2 drops. So I was just, you know, streaming Guild Wars 2 for the drops. And they fixed it. It's been patched. The dog got his claws back. We're good. He's no longer slapping people. So, we are back on the, what is this, Dargonis, I think? Where a bunch of people are attacking my empire. And it is time to try to put a stop to this. There we go. Muck, how's family member today better? Yeah, Lady Luck is doing good. She is up and about, seems to be a-okay. Alright, let's... A few folks over here. This is kind of awkward. Am I in combat with him? That's the lady I'm trying to stop. It looks like I'm in combat but with these guys right now. Alright, Jay... Heinrichs... Alright, that's all fun. Alright, start battle. I'm glad. Me too. Alright, putting down some buff areas.
I'm not accustomed to being ordered around.
Okay, and give a extra turn to Heinrichs. And Heinrichs is going to cast a regen on the whole group. And then it is her turn.
Me? If you insist, Lord Captain.
She's just gonna zap that guy a few times. He takes a swing at Muck. That guy runs over with burst fire. Oh, there's a few more dudes there that weren't in view earlier. Let's see, Kibbala's turn.
A dance of blades and shadows.
I can't use Blade Dance because she's standing too close to the rest of the party members. She'll cut the team up.
Brings me no pleasure.
That works.
As honor ordains.
Alright, now we can Blade Dance. A few hits. And there. Shot my dog. How dare you? I just got my dog patched. Alright.
Get me a
Let's move here. And how do we want to do this? Alright.
Go on, beast.
Armor buff on the team. Do that buff on the team. Warp speed. That's like quickness on the team. And is that gonna hit? I don't think that will hit from here. Alright, just zap him. Okay. Muck, welcome back. Thank you, Samuel. Surprised you didn't skip the morning stream? No, man, I needed to sleep a little bit, but I did really, really want to be here. That was a lot of damage. So I slept for like an extra hour, which got me a total of like 7 hours of sleep, which is enough. It's enough. Alright, let's try this out. So, I'm gonna go here, and we're gonna use Apprehend.
Even I won't do that.
And then Swing.
A predictable downfall.
And then Protect on Self, which should make the dog attack. And then Taunt.
Let's see. A wicked thought.
And then just a few buffs on self with the last of his stuff.
Within their schemes.
Okay, here, let's see, Jay. Gonna do Medicaid signal from this, and then move it over here to the middle of the party. And give
Tell me,
Kibilla
and
an
it
extra
is done.
turn, and have her... Oh, okay, Blade Death from over there. There we go. Alright, all their shooty guys up here are gone. Now we've just got a few down here, as well as... That's the big enemy. That's the enemy boss, if there is such a thing in this battle. Okay.
A maelstrom of madness.
Let's do that.
What if?
Alright, move, move, move. Use that on Muck.
The storm approaches.
Hey, Mega Chad, is the wife doing okay? Yes. Yeah, she is actually upstairs on treadmill right now. So she is up and moving around. She seems to be a-okay. My kid woke up at 3 a.m. sick, so I slept 4 hours. Oh gosh. Yeah, oh man. The first year that I was a parent, my kid never slept through the night.
In scarlet.
And we tried so much. We tried so much. This did not work for us.
If you insist, Lord Captain.
Okay, what do we got here?
Isn't this a job for the serfs?
Zap.
I'm not accustomed to being
Zap.
ordered around.
And give Pascal an extra turn.
Request denied.
Alright, bird attack there. Missed the shot.
Follow my lead.
Morning, Mark. Morning, Joe. I'm lucky by 6 months they both were doing full night. That's great. Yeah, we were like, as I said, oh wow, she's got so much movement. As I said, we were at,
Death comes in
like,
sight.
you know, he was like a year old before he
I
started
shall
sleeping
not
through the whole
fail.
night. It was really
As
rough.
caught by the web. Trust me.
Alright, that's all the damage she can do that turn.
I'll put my psychic abilities to use.
Okay, run over here.
Do my bidding.
Do that, and...
Your turn.
Zap.
I won't do that.
Zap. Alright, Pascal's turn.
Abide in the host of blessed creations of the Omniscient.
Okay, he gets a few shots off. Let's see, all three of our kids are doing full nights about 4 months. We played a Rain CD at night, good volume, so they were like 7. I admit we never tried a Rain CD. We never tried that. Alright, so let's do Apprehend. 0.
A wicked
Swing.
thought.
Dog hits again. And then Protect. Dog hits again. And Taunt. Shield up. Could put the Sworn Enemy debuff on Lady Navigator. And then shield up in her direction.
Watch my back.
So you relocate. I can't move over far enough right now. See, Finest
Wanna see
Hour
a
on
trick?
Cabela. And let's
As
do
let your soul
Cleave.
be purged. The the other side
Oh.
awaits.
Competence.
I hit the wrong button. I did Blade Dance. And she did kill 2 guys, but she also slashed my own character. But he'll live. Whoops. If I shoot her, the bullet will pass through and hit the dog. We don't want to do that.
I can do that with the right incentive.
No, don't do that.
I
I'm
shall
like, we don't
not
want to do that.
fail.
She's like, I can do that. Alright, there we go. Boss is down. Let's see. I've always been curious about this game. I was wondering, it's kind of like Baldur's Gate like gameplay. Similar. It is a CRPG, classic RPG, which is the same type of game as Baldur's Gate 3. But they had a different size team making it. So rather than, you know, like movie-looking scenes where people talk to each other, the conversations are mostly in text. But the story is really good. The combat is turn-based. You just saw examples of the combat. And they're very generous with skills. Like you saw, like I have a lot of abilities on my bar, and we're not even max level yet.
This galaxy
is
my playground.
Mercy! The Lady Navigator covers her face with her disfigured scaly hands, each with an extra finger and conjoined phalangeal bones. Her clothes are covered in blood, mostly that of your servants, and several unexploded bolts are sticking out of her chest plate. Rogue traitor, whether on purpose or out of ignorance, you are harboring a monster that is cunningly pretending to be an innocent maid. Spare me, and I, Elena Hateria Orselio, will swear to tell you the whole truth about the madness that is devouring House Orselio like a malignant tumor. Do not let the Regent deceive you with honeyed lies, lest the cursed child ruin your protectorate as well. You see rage and despair in the Lady Navigator's face, but neither is directed at you. So, quick recap. We are on our planet, well, one of our planets. We own a lot of planets. And this is like our citadel. And this lady came in with a procession of other people and attacked us and started this like big rebellion. Like she brought in a whole bunch of guys. And so we just put that down. And we've got some choices here. Your fate will be decided during the trial, Lady Elena. I will hear what you wish to tell me. Thank you for your lenience, rogue traitor. I know this is unusual for a gamer, but heading out today. Have a great stream, everyone. See ya. Alright, so we're back in the throne room. I see they've gotten the blood out of the carpet. The unnaturally bulbous eyes of the Navigator constantly shift between you and Cassia. Black secretions run down her cheeks instead of tears, leaving unsightly streaks. I, Elena Hateria of House Orselio, swear to tell the rogue traitor nothing but the truth. May the God Emperor be my witness. Pathetic. Regent Aranto. Okay, so another recap for those that are here for the first time. We're doing a dogmatic playthrough, which is kind of like lawful stupid. It's very for the Emperor, unless it's a decision that would result in me losing one of my player characters because I want to see their stories. It's a pretty tough love. Regent Aranto, representatives of your house made an attempt on Lady Cassia's life and attacked a rogue trader. Rogue Trader, House Orselio humbly asks for your lenience and forgiveness. We could not even imagine these vile rats would be scurrying among our ranks. As for them sneaking into the Rogue Trader's palace and staging an unthinkable crime, God Emperor be our witness, the accursed renegades seek to spark a feud between our houses. And how do I know your words are not just another trap? We are ready to tell you everything we know so that this misunderstanding can be remedied as quickly as possible. Why are people trying to kill Lady Cassia? Everyone in the house knows the child is the keeper of the one true Starway Atlas, which once belonged to our great navigator Tisiphone Orselio. The ungrateful wretches secretly hated her grace, and when Tisiphone abdicated her responsibilities and set off for parts unknown, they staged a revolt to destroy her successor. Does Cassia really carry Tisiphone's Atlas? We believe it with all our heart. The Novator spent many cycles on the world where the child was born. It is said that everyone who witnessed the miracle of her birth simultaneously departed for a destination known only to the Novator. Tisiphone gave the order and followed them soon after, leaving her precious gift, the Atlas, to Cassia, and therefore marking her as her successor. Hang on, drink of water. Tell me more about the renegades. They are madmen who seek to destroy the centuries-old traditions of our great house, so carefully nurtured by the previous Novator Tisiphone Orselio. They deem the century of her rule a tyranny, and our most sacred relic a curse that must be destroyed. Fools. If the Atlas were to be destroyed, the whole of House Orselio would follow into oblivion. Why do the renegades seek to destroy the house's relic? They dread its power, for only a Novator can fully grasp the mysteries and harness the power of the Starway Atlas. What the renegades call a leash, we call a guiding star. I thought the Emperor was the guiding star. How screwed am I if this is my entry point in the 40k universe? Not very. Introdent, I have a video on this if you are interested. But the one thing I'll point out is there's a lot of tooltips. So it's like, okay, let's say I'm reading this, and I'm like, okay, what is a Novator? I can mouse over it, and it'll tell me. A patriarch or matriarch that rules over a navigator house, the figurative and often biological father or mother of its dynasty. You know, so they are pretty good with tooltips in this, and they explain a lot as you're playing if you wish to read the tooltips. If you already know that information, you can just, you know, not do that. So it's, in my opinion, a pretty solid entry point if you wish to be your entry point. Sorry, doing a lot of talking considering how long I've been awake. Looks like House wait, hold on a sec. I didn't even read the options. What do you know about Cassia's unbridled power? A special gift for a special child. She was born with it and grew up under its influence. The instability sometimes hampered her education, but we learned to prevent most outbursts. As long as the child remains calm and remains in seclusion, the powers cannot take hold of her mind. It looks like House Orselio has fallen on hard times. The regent stays silent and then replies, "To call your statement false would be a lie. For many years we managed to maintain the fragile balance within our house, but then the Novator's departure shook the faith of many. The treasury is empty, the navigators are scattered, the warp routes are scrambled, and many of our allies cannot be reached, which is why it is so important to complete the child's education. It is Cassia's duty to take Tisiphone's place and lead the house to prosperity. Such is her great destiny." I have heard enough. The regent acknowledges your words with a nod and waits for you to continue. To execute them. Lady Eleanor, what do you have to say in your defense? I do not know what it is you wish to learn, but I will start from the very beginning. A long time ago, Tisiphone ascended to the throne of Orselio. She was a daring Novator who brought part of the house to the Expanse, hoping to strengthen our position in the Imperium. The house prospered, but Tisiphone was never satisfied. She went mad in her pursuit of power, seeking more influence, more control, and she saw enemies everywhere, even among her loyal followers. Paranoia was slowly driving Tisiphone insane, and one day she created the Starway Atlas, a relic that is implanted in our bodies at birth, a noose around our necks, our gift and our damnation. Tisiphone used the Atlas to control us, subdue our will, and mold our thoughts. If anyone put a toe out of line, she killed them with a glance. At first, many branches of House Orselio tried to resist her tyranny, and Tisiphone cut them down with extreme brutality. For example, the entire Sithala branch was destroyed simply because its leaders asked too many questions about the Atlas and wanted to know the truth about its creation. What else is Tisiphone Orselio guilty of? Tisiphone's madness weakened the dynasty, and not long ago the Novator vanished. Indeed, her loyal followers lie when they say she chose to retire. The truth is that nobody knows the truth. I hope she is rotting away on one of her secret worlds. Elena finishes with a sneer. I understand Tisiphone's transgressions. What does any of that have to do with Lady Cassia? Tisiphone's passed her Atlas onto her successor before fleeing the house to a newborn child. We cannot surrender the throne to the tyrant's creature. Tisiphone was cunning and treacherous. She must have hatched her entire plan beforehand. Her disappearance, the child, the transfer of the leash. We feared that one day she would be reborn in Cassia's body, and we could not let that happen. You called Cassia a monster because of Tisiphone's Atlas. Largely, yes, but there is more. Have you never felt pure, unadulterated disgust while standing close to her? No? Or perhaps fury or fear. Who but a monster could manipulate the minds and feelings of others, even more so than Tisiphone herself did? Why didn't you attack her before? Why now? Tisiphone always had plenty of opponents, but we were afraid to trust one another. Any of us could be spying for her followers. We saved our strength and dealt the first blow 5 years after the heir was born, striking at one of the estates on Ir Vi. But the girl survived, and Regent Aranto hid her so far away and guarded so thoroughly it took us another 13 years to find her. And then another 2 to get into the Regent's good graces and reach Urek 5. Now Cassia is in the spotlight, and the House Council is about to put her on the throne. Surely there is no better time to cut off the serpent's head. So you admit Regent Aranto was not aware of the assassination attempt? Elena clicks her tongue loudly. Regent Aranto is guilty of mass killings, intimidation, inhuman torture, abetting Tisiphone, and raising her heir. His crimes are many, but this one is not among them. I'd love to see his head on the chopping block, but honor prohibits me from slandering him in a trial before the rogue traitor. I have heard enough. Singer says, man, viewer numbers have crazy changed. Yeah. Well, one, we're still just getting started, and I started the stream later today because I had to catch up on some sleep. And 2, we're not in Guild Wars 2. And 3, the drops thing ended last night. So, the rogue trader now knows about the reagent's atrocities and the girl's corruption. I hope I succeeded in warning you about the danger that lurks at Cassia or Celio. Lady Cassia, you two are an injured party in this. What would you do in my place? If I may speak, so many dirty colors have poured from the mouths of those present, I feel covered in filth from head to toe. I, as the future Novator, want to bleach them, purify them, and let them go. Heed me, I am the one to blame for what happened today, and I accept full responsibility for the actions of my house. Cassia speaks bravely and openly, though her hands are shaking a little. Well, yeah, I could just kill her. Vile wretch! Who do you think you are? Will you now start killing those who have displeased you as Tisiphone did before you? The fury on Elena's face gives way to desperation when she realizes what she just said. She slowly reaches for the atlas embedded in her chest, looking at Cassia with obvious fear. Hear us, child. This burden is too heavy for you to shoulder alone. You're not yet ready. I implore you to settle this conflict. I offer the rogue trader a 100-year contract with House Urselio, committing us to charting the shortest and safest routes for the Von Valancius Protectorate within the Coronis Expanse. I will also remain aboard the rogue trader's vessel and assist him until he decides otherwise, or until duty to the house summons me to the Novator's seat. What are you going to do to Lady Elena? The esteemed regent will put Lady Elena and her people in one of our family gauls. She is House Urselia Navigator, after all. There's no need for our precious blood to be spilt. Lady Elena stares at Cassia incredulously with bulging eyes but remains silent. Her hand restlessly caresses the spot where her atlas is embedded. This is so stupid. Who told you you're needed on my ship? We told her she's needed on my ship. We need a navigator. That was literally a major plot point. Gray Fox says, bit late, but I also reaffirm this game being a really good entry point for folks in a 40k. Self-contained story in the Coronis Expanse, plus you can then read up on first edition 40k. How's Lady Luck this morning? She's doing good. Yeah, she's up and about. She seems to be recovered. Yeah. Thank you for your input, Lady Cassia. I will consider whether I should accept your offer. She nods curtly. So none of this influences your character's leaning, like dogmatic or heretical, stuff like that. It's all just what you want to do. So I think we take the contract. The lady who attacked us ends up in a gaul, which is some kind of punishment block, and we get 100 years of free navigators. He dogmatically. Let's see if what else is under here. I am ready to deliver my judgment. Oh, did I miss my chance? I think I missed my chance to take the offer. Okay, I guess we're already in this section. I find Lady Elena Hataria guilty of the attempted murder of Lady Cassia and the attack on the rogue trader. You call this a fair trial? Ridiculous. Everyone here is rotten to the core. All of you are heretics and madmen. Curse you. Curse you. Oh my god, that's insane. She will make a remarkable servo skull? Yo. Oh. That's one of those little flying heads that delivers mail. Okay, well, this is not the route I planned to do, but alright, we're in it this far. Lady Cassia, I ask you to do your duty as the custodian of the Atlas of House Orselio. I am not sure my Atlas truly is the one that once belonged to her ladyship Tisiphone. What are you saying, child? Isn't that what we, the Great Regent, have taught you since the very day of your birth? Cassia frowns and touches the stone that is heating up under her skin. Even if I wanted to carry out the execution personally, the traitor's artifact is limiting my powers. Elena gives a satisfied chuckle. At least Felix did one thing right. No, I would never. Forgive me, Rogue Trader, but I refuse. I'm a navigator, not an executioner. I didn't even know that was a persuasion chest. Okay. Servo skull? I mean, servitors are, servitors are pretty interesting. I mean, she's just gonna be, like, cleaning toilets and stuff. I think if you make her a servo skull, you get to keep it. Why do I need another servo skull? It's a collectible? Oh my god. Execution. Well, I don't even know how long navigators... This is like 2,000 years imprisonment. Is that just life, or do they live over 2,000 years? God dang it. I wanted the contract. Alright, chat is requesting it for the content. Lady Elena will make a remarkable servo skull. Unthinkable! It would be a disgrace for House Orselio. We urge the Rogue Trader to reconsider this sentence. How is this not a grave insult to the Navis Nobilite? Hold on, what are the other options? Oh, dude, what? The servo skull? Okay, I just wanted to revisit. Okay, yeah, this is such a weird conversation. The servo skull and the servitor options both disappeared. Yeah, alright, they played this out kind of weird. Alright. Lady Elena will be publicly executed. I will personally carry out the sentence. What an honor. I must give credit where credit is due. At least you bothered to listen to me. Good luck with the monster, Rogue Trader. Just gonna do it right here. We just got the blood out of the carpet. Bonk. Rogue Trader, allow me to ask what a fate awaits the esteemed regent and the other members of my house. Even the person that did the crime said that he had nothing to do with it. Everybody seemed in agreement he had nothing to do with it. I hereby dismiss all charges against Regent Eronto. It pleases us to know that the enemy's schemes failed to harm relations between our dynasties, but tell us what future awaits House Orselio and the Von Valancius Protectorate. Huh. I mean, I'm certainly not feeling very trustworthy for these guys. They show up in a procession and I immediately end up getting attacked. I would like to discuss the Lady Navigator's future. As we said earlier, the child must return to the fold of her house. We hope you'll be gracious enough to acquiesce. I kind of want to try this, because in my previous playthrough of this game, I did, one of the few stories I saw all the way to the end was Cassia's. I have seen her story to the end. She's also really powerful. I don't want to lose her. But I'm curious what's going to happen if you're like, oh yeah, do you have another navigator? I will give my consent if I am furnished with another navigator. Otherwise, Cassia will remain until her contract expires. Calderon, says the Regent, vaguely gesturing at his entourage, is henceforth bound to you under a new contract on behalf of House Urselio. Say your farewells, child. Should you ever... Oh, he actually gives you a different one. Should you ever see the Rogue Trader again, it will be as Novator of House Urselio. Rogue Trader, I will occasionally permit myself to reminisce about our voyages shrouded in azure mist and pink sparkles. Farewell. That's literally it. She's just gone at that point. But I'm guessing at that point... Oh, wait. Wait, hold on. What? Who's it? Darius? So you just, like, make a new character? Huh. I wonder if he's, like, has story stuff. But he's a operative, not an officer the way she was. Create a new navigator companion. So, for those who don't know, if you make your own character at the beginning of the game, you can't make a navigator. Like, they're a mutant. They're special. I think this guy's a custom merc, so he wouldn't have a story. So you could just make one from scratch. Tempted to reload, but I kind of want to. I want to see a little bit of this. So here we go, navigator. So +5 willpower, perception, +10 awareness, lore warp. List of usual navigator abilities, all of this stuff. What are these? Path of the Open Eye. Allies suffer less damage from navigator powers and gain to resistance tests against them. Okay, so this allows you to blast through your allies on occasion. Path of the Open Gate. All navigator powers gain crit chance. Path of the Open Soul. All resistance tests against navigator powers suffer minus penalty. And then you can make it... Wow, you can really make it whatever you want. Interesting. And Cassia was officer, and then I went grand strategist after that. Okay. That is pretty interesting. I've never seen the screen. However, I want to... Oh, shoot. What? Did it not? You can make a blade dancer navigator? Yeah. Yeah, I don't want that outcome. Unfortunately... Looks like it didn't... When's the last quick save? Okay, it looks like it didn't quick save it. Oh my god, that's such a pain. Okay. Alright, shoot. We're going to blast through what we just did real fast. It'll be much quicker, because I won't be reading it all out loud. And I'm going to take the contract this time. Because by me... Well, I think it was someone in chat was like, what happens if you look at that? What are those options? And then it just closed all the other options. And I was like, well, that's not really what I meant to do. And then, like, I closed that character creator, and then it just deleted the character. So it's like, well, shoot.
Curiosity.
Alright.
Fighting attempt at defiance.
Alright, so. Just gonna go through this really fast. Gonna go through the same convo.
Is this a job for the serfs? If I may.
But this time, I think I'm gonna take the contract. Alright. And
I am a
Heinrichs,
navigator, not a
regen,
servitor.
Echo.
Be careful not to cross my gaze. Isn't this a job
Morning, Mike,
for
how
the
much sleep did you get?
serfs?
Oh, like 7 hours. I'm good. Oh my god, did we all just get hit with a stun grenade on turn 1? That sucks. Sorry. It's fine. It's my fault I listened. Echo is stunned and is not going to put buffs
For
on
the
everyone.
throne's glory.
As honor ordains.
Yeah, that stun grenade is a really rough opener.
Follow my lead.
She's stunned. Okay, he can go. Alright, do that. Oh, the dog is stunned, so it's not letting me give the dog stuff to do either.
Let's see.
He's stunned. Dog is stunned. Okay, she can go again.
What if?
Okay, so apprehend failed there. Alright. And that's...
Me. If you insist, Lord Captain.
Follow my lead. Oh, follow my lead. Break.
Aim for the heart next time.
Okay, Echo is back up in the air and should be sending the buffs out again.
I won't object to it.
Nope, seems like it's bugged. So when the bird is in the air, it's supposed to be if I cast a buff on it, it emits and goes to everyone in that purple area. But there was one other time that this kind of thing happened and it just didn't really work after it got stunned.
I am your blade and shield. As the tenants demand. As honor
Demands.
I shall not fail. The shadows will see it done.
Okay, a bunch of damage on her.
Stop hitting me!
Let's see. Wait, what? Hold on, I'm confused. Where is her servo skulls? Oh, there they are. Okay.
How about no?
Alright. Medicate signal, relocate it slightly.
Run, my sweet. You jest, surely. Don't get too
Pascal,
Cogitation failed.
bird. Miss.
If I'm another foe painted
Alright, boss is
black,
down.
Isn't this a job for the serfs?
I can do that with the right incentive.
A wicked thought. What?
Okay, apprehend him. Do a hit, which triggers another hit. And then use protect, which triggers another hit. And Pascal. Do the bird there. Shoot him. Thanks to what happened before, we know you can be a navigator and a servitor.
I'm not trying to die with grace, at least.
Is that it? No, there's a few more over there. Shoot, she can't get in range of it.
My faith strengthens me.
Wow, they're shooting that thing a lot. Alright, he is basically stunned.
I bring mercy and retribution.
Death Waltz.
Caught by the web, let your soul be purged. Caught by the web. No! These ruby flashes are choking me!
She's stunned.
Shattered foes in my wake.
As the tactical imperative dictates.
Bird.
Request approved.
Me? If you insist, Lord Captain. If I may.
High momentum.
Bird again. Alright, is that the last one? Have not ended combat. There's a dude over there. Okay. Alright, Heinrich's turn. That whole thing where when the bird comes out of a stun... Oh, there's a guy there too. When the bird comes out of a stun, it doesn't go back to like working how it used to. It's kind of a bummer. Not sure if that's like a always thing.
I will leave footprints of scarlet.
Is part of the trial.
You've gone never cross a
Shoot
Kazbalikin.
him.
Two are better than one.
Medicaid signal. Let's see.
Deliver us!
Let's see.
A
Taunt that
genius
guy.
at work.
Actually,
A
charge
wicked
him.
thought.
And apprehend. And then do a melee attack, which should trigger apprehend again. Okay.
Request denied.
Isn't this a job for the serfs?
There we go. Hey, Bucket Chat, how you feeling after last night? I'm good, a little tired. We okay? Alright, Mercy. Trial. Okay. Alright, and let's see. Da-da, da-da. Renegades. Trying to kill Lady Cassia. Does she carry the Atlas? Fallen on hard times. What do you know about her power? I've heard enough of this. Lady Elena. What is Tisiphone guilty of? What does that have to do with Cassia? Why is she a monster? Why did you wait till now to attack? So Oronto wasn't aware of this. Lady Cassia, you two are involved. Alright, here we go. I will consider. Alright, so having seen the outcomes, I want to accept the offer because I think as a rogue trader, that makes the most sense. These guys indebted to me for 100 years. And honestly, I'm really happy with her character as a combatant. If I made another navigator, I'd probably just make it just like her, but it would just take a long time. Servo Skull? No. So, I accept Lady Cassia's offer. We will sign the contract and the navigators will be free to leave Dargonis. Cassia smiles. You have never seen her so open or so radiant. Thank you, Rogue Trader. Regent Oronto remained silent for a long while. So be it. We failed to notice that our child had grown up and become strong. You may stay with the Rogue Trader until the house summons you. His influence is anomalous, but it has served to bring out Blessed Tisiphone's most precious talent, the talent of leadership. Rogue Trader, we are now bound by the terms of the contract. Your representatives may contact House Orselio at any time, and we will respond. And one more thing. Protect the child like the apple of your eye. Remember that you have the future Novator of a Navis Nobilite house aboard your vessel. Okay. Free servants for 100 years. Woo! Okay. That's done. Let's talk to the age. Anything else here? Nope. Alright. Head on out this way. Good that the dog is working properly. Let's tap quick save, so we don't have to redo that again. You can look at the initiative order on the left side of the screen to see how many enemies remaining. Sometimes, because if there's so many characters on screen that some are like off the top of the screen. But yeah, you're right. In that moment, that would have worked. Let's see. Oh, I guess I missed my chance to loot those bodies. Hold on, what's that? Glinting in the light, the coin falls into the clear water and sinks to the bottom. Okay. Alright. Let's go back to the void ship. To the void ship bridge. Let's see. Pet ship, he is not nearby. Plush chip, sure. Cheer for the snails, sure. Okay. Back on the ship. The only characters that need to be leveled up are ones I'm not currently using. Alright. And let's see. Cassia has asked the Lord Captain to discuss the events of the ceremony with her. Cassia wants to talk. She is there.
It is so fortunate.
Whoa,
you have
voice acting.
come. I admit I was seeking you out myself. After the events on Dargonus, it felt like an anthracite grey mantle had dropped on my shoulders. I spent a long time thinking about our very first meeting and what happened next. I cannot wait to shake off this dreary color. It was very naive of me to follow in the footsteps of the man who raised me in a gilded cage. And I was deaf to the needs of my own house. But you opened my eyes. As the future Novateur, I must gain wisdom to restore House Orselio to its former glory, no matter the cost. Thank you. It will be an honor to keep guiding your vessel through the Sea of Souls, for as long as the needs of our dynasties are aligned.
Why don't we talk about something else?
You will hear no objection from me, Lord Captain.
You did not mention the Starway Atlas when we met.
I would never reveal this secret to an outsider. But you have come to my aid more than once already. The Starway Atlas is a sacred artifact of House Orselio. It helps our navigators chart a course through the warp. This crystal, the Atlas, has been inside me for as long as I can remember, giving me strength. But the others... I noticed the renegades in the palace were choked by ashen ghosts of despair when we met face to face. I swear the ghosts were reaching for their atlases.
So the Atlas is some kind of crystal that is implanted in the navigators of House Orselio at birth.
But my Atlas is much more powerful than the others. It's the Atlas of Tisiphone herself. That is what people have whispered behind my back my whole life, although no one knew for certain. But I always suspected. I simply did not wish to admit it to myself.
Certain navigators in your house fear the Atlas's power.
Certain navigators in my house have tried to kill me more than once. But the tales of Tisiphone's brutality... I am beginning to wonder... what if they are all true? What if I will be a new tormentor to those who serve me?
Okay.
Thank you for listening. I have enjoyed...
Alright. I'll wrap up that conversation. Let's see. What else we got? Kiava Gamma. Choir Mass. Go to Kiava Gamma. Find Eldari. Land on Thessara. Vessel World. Damage Chest. The Rogue Trader's Cogitator on the bridge once belonged to Theodora. Pascal is sure it can be used to decrypt the discovered databank. Okay. Where is that? Rogue Trader's Cogitator. Turn on. The reflections of the bridge lights are playing on the unlit vid screens of the Cogitator. Next to the machine stands a hunched tech priest who bows as you approach, his body nearly folding in half. Lord Captain, the machine spirit of this mechanism slumbers. Should you wish to awaken it, use the key of your blood. Who are you and what is your purpose here? My designation is IH-630. The tech priest points his only mechadendrite at the machine beside him. The venerated Engineer Prime has entrusted this sacred mechanism to my care. It is now my duty to assist in the Rogue Trader's understanding of the hallowed code. What is the blood key I am supposed to use? The key you seek is the dynastic blood that runs in your veins. It is the only way to rouse this Cogitator's machine spirit. When you are ready to do so, place your hand in the mouth of the Guardian Servitor on the Blessed Control Panel. Place your hand inside the maw. The Servitor's powerful jaws close around your hand with a screeching clack. You feel the cold metal pierce your skin and draw blood. The vid screens in front of you flicker restlessly, filling with numerical combinations. The tech priest by the Cogitator nods curtly. The sacred mechanism is awake and ready to receive your request, Lord Captain. Pascal has informed me that the system has encrypted data stored inside. I wish to know its contents. Without another word, the tech priest turns on the Cogitator. He raised his hands and a prayer of binaric code pours out of his Vox device. The servo motors in the bowels of the machine grow louder, its undulating hum responding to the chant. Numerical combinations run down the screens. Scanning 000, 005, 009. SES reg 7890344. Rest initiated. Continue. The machine spirit has discovered numerous critical errors. The data is damaged. The tech priest stops abruptly and the green glow of his visor narrows. Registering an intact segment, the machine spirit has spoken. The worlds of Kiava Gamma and Dargonis hold certain data repositories. The mechanism is ready to provide the Rogue Trader with data keys that can unlock said repositories. What data repositories? That remains hidden. The encrypted databank belonged to the esteemed Theodora von Valancius. She was the only one who could have known about these repositories. Perhaps the former Engineer Prime could also have known. Omnissiah accept his code. If I were to propose a... Wait, is that like God have mercy upon his soul? Omnissiah accept his code? If I were to propose a hypothesis, it would be most prudent of a figure as eminent as the Rogue Trader to store her classified data in receptacles most secure. How do I accept these keys? The screen blinks. Blip, 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 blip. The gracious machine spirit is willing to transfer the data keys to the head of the House of Von Valancius by means of an electu, a hypodermic tattoo augment. If you are ready to accept the keys, place your hands inside the servitor's mouth. Deep within the servitor's dark gullet, unseen burning hot needles pierce your wrist, but the sharp pain only lasts a moment. The electu has been planted inside your wrist. Should you be enough to open the should you be enough, probably near enough, to open the repository doors? I need to know more about these caches. The tech priest's augmented fingers dart around the control panel. The Omnissiah favors you. The machine spirit is willing to commence the calculation procedure that could restore the lost data. Restore the data and cache located on Dargonis. Tech priest, you succeeded. The machine hums louder until it lets out a resounding crackle. Then the sound stops and an unmoving numerical combination lights up the screen. The tech priest's synthesized voice sounds almost concerned. The data has been restored, but it is only a single phrase. Litanies of the motive force. That is all the sacred mechanism was able to salvage. Gained experience. Show me the cache on Kiava Gamma. The servo motors within the Cogitator pick up the pace, their heavy thrum growing louder. The machine clicks abrasively for several minutes, and eventually a numerical code appears on the screen. The tech priest turns to you. Blessed are the Omnissiah's deeds. The repository on Kiava Gamma has a security system guarding it. The machine spirit has recovered a code that will allow you to disable the defenses. Have the tech priests of the Adeptus Mechanicus been able to discern how the ship was able to start her warp engine? There is no doubt it was a miracle sent by the Omnissiah as a manifestation of his will, yet the Engineer Prime managed to perceive some logical connection within the streams of data. I am not privy to this connection, but the Engineer Prime will surely share this newly discovered knowledge with you in a detailed report. Okay. Now, we just, like, we're above Dargonis right now. So, I'm curious if this hidden cache is something I can reach right now. Oh, that's going right now. Okay, so Dargonis. And let's go back to the palace. Yeah, that's fine. Electus are like circuitry that's put inside your... Yeah, we met a bunch of tech priests that had Electus earlier. It's RGB tattoos that also open stuff. Got like chips and things. Alright. I'm pretty sure there was some stuff in the Rogue Trader's personal room in the palace that we couldn't open. I'm guessing that's going to be related to this code we just got. Let's see. Sturdy safe. Antique piece of furniture. Faint mark on the posture. Look at that glass. Leather covers. Cogitator. Remains of a plaque. We've already read all that before. Oh. By bringing your hand to the scan panel behind the books, you open a hidden door. Now, did I already have access to this, or did the thing I just did open this? The shelves of the library are laden with dusty tomes. Your eyes linger on the works of several Administratum adepts, and the memoirs of some unfamiliar explorer of distant death worlds. A mysterious item undoubtedly created by inhuman hands. Bunch of cargo here, send that to the hold. Bunch of cargo. A mysterious item undoubtedly created by inhuman hands. Looks like a lasgun. An empty glass and 3 unopened bottles of wine sit on a finely crafted table made from dark marbled wood. Strange objects lie behind the glass of this display case. The complete absence of explanatory labels make it impossible to learn what they are. The rare books arrayed on these shelves with their lavish, almost pretentious bindings seem to be identical. Dust has accumulated on the raised oil smears. If servants ever access this room, they do so very rarely. The secret room is remarkably quiet and almost homely. Perhaps your predecessor from the used it when she sought complete solitude. Listening to the muted melody coming from the Vox speaker, you can easily imagine Theodora reading a book with a glass of expensive wine in hand. Have a glass of wine. 3 sealed bottles sit on the sturdy-looking table. They are labeled Grand Master's Blood, Boon of Terra, and Flame of Purity. Boon of Terra? The full-bodied wine is sickly sweet, and you feel a warm sluggishness wash over your body. A siren shatters the tranquil atmosphere in the room. Alarms have been sounded. Wait, did I just get drugged? In the name of the rogue trader of House of Onvalancius, whoever has entered his lordship's chambers will be eliminated. It's me. Your lordship, deepest apologies for the intrusion. Do you require any assistance? But, on second thought, we had better just leave you in peace. Sit down again. What else is here? Choose a book. Several books are stacked next to the sofa. Some appear ancient while others look like they've never been opened. Among Theodora's data that has been restored using your cogitator is the phrase Litanies of the Motive Force. It is the title of one of the books here. That's what I was looking for. Choose that book. As you pick up the book, a hidden button in its spine clicks under your finger. You notice a short inscription in the book, from a faithful servant of the dynasty in lasting memory, DVV. What did that do? Cargo. At Muck. No, you're thinking of Electro Priests. Those are special. They pretty much have them all over, and they all tie into a giant stack of electrical capacitors that are part of their spine. Those Elect-2s are not just LED lights. They literally show them to shoot lightning from their hand or suck the charge. Yeah, I know they're not just LED lights. They have a purpose. I was being facetious. Those guys are hardcore. When they first turn on their implants, their eyes melt. Yeah, we learned that earlier. These gloves grant the wearer plus 10 tech use, plus 3 plasma damage. When the wearer hits an ally with an AoE attack, the wearer gains 1 stack of Zealot until the end of combat. Zealot increases... Wearer deals plus 10% damage with their area attacks for each stack of the Zealot effect. So every time you hit an ally, your AoE attacks increase by 10%. More cargo. The mysterious Xeno artifacts rest in a stasis field. The mysterious item undoubtedly created by inhuman hands. Okay, so the big question here is, what did the button in that book do? Did it pick up the book and put it in my inventory when I picked it up? No, doesn't look like it. Change the music. The vid screen of the data slate before you displays the names of several Vox symphonies. Lore Imperium succeeded. You recognize the melody playing right now. It is the first of 36 parts of the Symphony of Honor and Duty. Choose the piece Symphony of Honor and Duty Part 2. The music of the speakers momentarily grows louder, filling the entire room, then goes back to normal simply without any change. Have a glass of wine. Grandmaster's blood. The full-bodied wine is sickly sweet. You feel sluggishness wash over you. Alarms have been sounded. Dude, are you serious again? Trespassers, surrender or be killed. At least these guys do their job. It's you. Apologies, your lordship. We're leaving. Have a glass of wine. Flame of purity. The wine fills the glass, glittering in the dim light of the room like liquid gold. Its tangy flavor burns your throat, leaving behind a spicy, biting aftertaste. You hear a short, faint hum as an unseen motor stirs into the motion. The room responds to your actions with a quiet grinding sound. A small nook reveals itself in the nearby wall. Inside, you find a databank bearing the Von Valancius coat of arms. Databank of Dargonis. An engraved data drive... Dude, so I had to drink the correct wine? An engraved data drive found in a cache on Dargonis. The information it contains has been carefully encrypted. Okay. So the wrong wine bottles had alarms on them. Okay, so I can't just read it, whatever it is. I did not find this in my last playthrough, I don't think. Think a deer gives you the wine clue? I had a better solution. Drink all the wines. Oh, I didn't realize I could access the void ship from here. Void ship bridge. Alright, back to the void ship. Do I have a quest of, like, who to bring this thing to? So I gotta go to Kiava again. Okay, so I gotta go to the other one now. Alright. Next area. Alright, big map. So going to the warp, and let's jump somewhere. Alright, where's areas with question marks? Areas we haven't been. There's one there. Lord Captain, our astropaths received a message from Archelius Scalander on Dargonis. He closely studied the data from the incursion on Phobos 6, including the mentions of the Xenos leaders. He promised to direct the efforts of his aides to identifying those enemies of humanity so their location can be determined. Master Scalander is also reporting Drukhari are getting ready for more attacks on your territory. Information from his aides continues to arrive, and Achilles will personally report to you the moment the target for the upcoming raid becomes clear. Drukhari excel at catching their opponents off guard, and there will be little time to mount a response. According to Master Scalander, your personal participation in the defense would be the best strategy given circumstances. Lord Captain, this is Master Helmsman Ravor. The crew is grumbling again, but they have a right reason this time. Our analytics systems have gone totally bonkers. The Red Robes, tech priests, are blaming the anger on the machine spirits. Allegedly, this is how they profess their displeasure at the crew not being worshipful. We have largely managed to stabilize the output of the augurs and auspexes across the ship, but you should know that there is something awfully sketchy about the machines these days. Voxmaster, I can confirm, Lord Captain. The vessel's analytical systems were behaving incorrectly for a time. The cogitators could not produce statistical data and displayed meaningless numeric combinations instead. The augurs failed to correctly analyze matters and mistook solids for liquids and vice versa. Thanks to the tech priest's efforts, standard operation of the ship's mechanisms has been restored. I am still registering sporadic reports of similar malfunctions, but we should now be able to handle them. Lord Captain, I humbly request an audience with you. Proctor Anthar is interfering with the crew and demanding to see all the archival records of fugitive criminals we have ever received from the Imperial Navy. The matter is urgent. If you please, Lord Captain. I will meet with both of you immediately. Thank you, Lord Captain. I don't recall this. I'm not sure if I've seen this one. Have you played this before? Yeah, so when the game first came out, I did a playthrough of it, loved it, and then now, like over a year later, I'm playing it with all the DLCs that have come out since then. So they've added a lot of little stories. Plus, you can do a playthrough of the same game and make different choices, and it'll be a bit different. Your Lordship, Proctor Anthar is interfering in the work of the crew. He's intimidating and threatening them, demanding access to the ship's sealed archives. And as for his dog, Vigdis pauses, shifting her gaze to the Cyber Mastiff and tucking her hand behind her back. I humbly request that you take action. Vigdis, what's wrong with your hand? Allow me to explain. The Voxmaster tried to pet Glyto, which activated his self-defense protocol. As a result, I had to step away from my duties to have my implants replaced, esteemed Proctor. Well, you didn't ask to pet the dog. I already apologized. In any case, what happened was the expected outcome from unauthorized contact with a living weapon of the Adeptus Arbites. Vigdis, why did you try to pet Glyto? I didn't. This is the first time you've ever seen the Voxmaster so agitated. I did not try to pet him. It is not customary to keep such cyber beast on a void ship, Lord Captain. This is my first encounter with such a creature. That Glyto, it was following me all over the bridge. And you decided to interfere with his work protocol. Vigdis cast Solomorn a cold glance before continuing. I had studied the archives and found mention of a ritual to establish contact that involves an offering and physical interaction with the beast. You are literally talking about bribery. A pointless act. Cyber Mastiffs cannot be bribed. Neither can arbitrators. Solomorn, stop interrupting at once. The Proctor nods briefly. Solomorn, why are you sabotaging the work of the crew? I was compelled to intervene as Glyto had intercepted a suspicious signal. The encrypted message contained the words heresy and fugitive. I managed to trace the signal back to the Voxmaster's workstation. I needed to dispatch Glyto on a reconnaissance mission to obtain new evidence and ultimately to ensure your safety. In other words, you sent the beast to follow me. I questioned the crew in the Voxmaster's absence and established that the wanted bulletins sent by the Imperial Navy were being completely ignored. I suspect that Senior Officer Tulliman is abusing your trust. What do you have to say to that, Vigdis? Vigdis presses her hands together. Reports of fugitive criminals, which number in the hundreds, are of low priority. What's more, I know that Lord Captain Theodora was most adamant on the matter. If you forgive me, her exact words were, "We are not Grok's damned bounty hunters." The Proctor would know that if he had brought his questions to me rather than interrogating astropaths and comms officers. As for the Vox transmissions, the frequency on which the senior officers communicate is encrypted. I alerted the staff to the situation with the Voidsman who was brought to you on the bridge to stand trial. Need I remind the Lord Captain that Proctor Anthar has no authority to access transmissions conducted by senior officers on the Rogue Trader's flagship, not to mention that the signal was wrongfully intercepted. Did you know that one of the Voidsmans was a fugitive heretic? No, Lord Captain. He was not on the list of wanted criminals in the Cronus Expanse. I assume it is because of the relative insignificance of the heresies he was accused of by the Calixian authorities. Perhaps Proctor Anthar had information to which the Imperial Navy does not have access. Salamorn, what are you suggesting? Your flagship is untouchable for external inspections because of its high status, and criminals are taking advantage of that. So you need an internal audit. You need to pull up the archives of wanted bulletins and double-check the crew records. That is the only way to identify and eliminate potential threats to you. This is madness for a ship whose officer corps alone compromised hundreds of people. The work hours that would be required for such an audit. Yeah, but it sounds like we could easily have bad juju on the ship. I have listened to you and I am ready to make my decision. They look at you expectantly. I'm okay with him doing an audit. Remember, my character used to be an Arbites, so like this guy's a bro. Solomon, you will be granted access to the archives and lead an audit of my crew, as you command, Rogue Trader. Interesting. So, all right, so this is part of the newest DLC then, if it involves him. Very interesting. Well, like she said, I think there's thousands or tens of thousands of people on a ship this size. So, it's gonna take a while. Alright, warp travel. Alright, shart rounds. Alright, let's... reduce route difficulty at least to yellow. Alright, and then visit this one. I think the bright red route, you guaranteed get, like, jumped by demons or something. You're gonna have a bad time. Scanning. What's that? Unidentified ruins. Choose party members. Yeah.
The ruins are emitting faint psi energies. However, it does not pose a direct threat for now. But I advise that we do not linger here.
Why is my PTSD flaring up? I feel like there was an annoying puzzle here. Oh, I like how the dog went up to the treasure and started barking. Cracked Xenochest. The small hole made from a strange material has no keyhole or any other openings. The murky crystal in the lid is cracked but continues to glow inscrutably. Okay. Athletics check.
There! Done! What lies beyond?
Uncover the pattern. A single look at the strange pattern is enough to send your mind reeling. Someone has carved a strange pattern in the floor. As you look at the lines, a fog descends over your mind. This human skeleton is curled up in an unnatural position. It is inside a void suit with a hole burned right through it. Nothing ever happened from spooky pedestals, right? Alright, quick save. Activate the pedestal.
Don't frighten me!
Okay. Redirect the energy beam. Alright, so are we drawing one of the pictures? It seems the pattern no longer works. Okay, so that was, I would guess, that pattern right there. Okay. I'm gonna try to do the star-looking one now. Look in the jaws. Open the chest. Ancient Force Sword. Whenever the wielder suffers energy, fire, power, or warp damage, the sword absorbs a part of that damage, reducing it by a percentage. The wielder gains percentage armor penetration for the next attack, stacks. Sword does an additional damage. Interesting.
They will see. Oh,
Okay.
yes, indeed. They
Magic murder
all
sword.
will see.
Hey, Mike. Hi, Grimson. Folko says, Muck, do you think it's a good idea to play WoW on US servers if not in the US? Just happened to find a fellow nerd who plays WoW, but he plays on US for some reason, so I'm kind of torn between playing with friends or playing on regionally closer servers. I mean, the friend you made, are they in US? Because you said it like it's weird that they're doing that. You might ask them why they're playing on that server. I will say the lag would be the main thing, right? Is it an acceptable amount of lag? Like when I play on EU, the lag is okay, but I don't want to do like high-end PvP there because occasionally it gets bad. He's not from US, which is why it's weird. And if it were me, I would just ask him. Or her. There used to be the best non-heretical force sword in the game, but they've updated several items since then. Adamantine, don't have Extractium right now. The Lone Mountain Chain is composed entirely of a mineral with a shiny mirror-like surface. The mineral itself has no particular value for production, but its properties make this place incredibly beautiful. The sky is brilliantly reflected in the many surfaces of the plateaus, oddly shaped rocks, stone arches, and columns. The view is especially stunning on clear starry nights on the Aurora Trail, when the Aurora Trails dance in the sky. The enraptured crew have asked the Lord Captain's permission to visit this remarkable place. Grant shore leave. The shore leave passed without incident, and the ship's officers talked about it for weeks afterwards. Proctor Anthar went for a short training session with his faithful cyber mastiff and was satisfied with the results. However, according to eyewitnesses, the training session was rather strange. The Arbiter simply sat on the edge of the mirrored plateau next to his dog, silently staring into the distance. Okay. Alright, so about to get attacked by a ship battle. Mike, did you see the Valkyrie helm in the black line chest? It's a winged helmet. Yes, that was there since before they announced the icon of the winged helmet. We talked about that in the winged helmet videos. Yeah. As soon as you draw close to the unknown ship, it points its loaded cannons directly at you. Several other ships emerge from the shadows of drifting asteroids tightly encircling you. Captain Xantha Lebu offers a mocking greeting and a proposition. You can buy your way out of this, but the price must be to her soul's satisfaction. The outrageous suggestion sends your crew into a fury. You're in a no-win scenario. You can either enter an uneven fight and lose everything, or shamefully pay to save your skin, sacrificing your pride. Can flee through the warp. I just quick saved. Attack the nameless ship first to gain the upper hand. They're like, pay us or be shot. And I'm like, shoot them. Hey, Muckster, what game? Warhammer 40k Rogue Trader. It is a CRPG. Same type of game as Baldur's Gate 3, but different universe.
They don't know who they're dealing with.
And this right here is a mini game where our ship, which our ship is huge. It's like kilometers in length. And we just got jumped by pirates. So, we are going to cast gun now.
Engage the lads! Commence the symphony of macro cannons.
Alright, deploy fighters. Let's see, boarding party on that one. They started some fires. And then use the warp to try to spin them around, which rips their hull apart a little bit. Okay. Let's see. New heading. We can make a sharper turn this turn. Increase range of the next hit by 2. Alright, that little enemy ship is gone. Deploy another fighter squadron. Spin that guy around again. How are our shields? Front is fine, sides are at half. Boarding party on that guy. Start some fires. Alright, end turn. Alright, interceptors. And interceptors again. Oh, it's so low. On the puzzle planet, you can put the crack chest you picked up in the jaws of that statue and then do the puzzle with the other pattern and get 2 really good items out of it. Spoilers. Shush.
Void Master, if you please. Engage the last.
Alright, that one's done. And there's one more over there.
The destination is known.
Boarding party. After you, MuklukYoutube. Hi, Lich. Left. Okay. Is that the last one? Yes. That went really well. Alright, got some scrap and stuff. Did we take any damage on that? Considering how outnumbered we were. No, we are full health. We took no damage. Sweet. Let's see. Alright. Spoiler McGee in chat just told us that there's another puzzle I missed back here. So let me run back here for a second. Alright. Morning, everyone. Hi, Barry.
One step at a time amidst the madness.
Alright, so we're back here. Alright, so I guess we just put that thing in there. Alright, so we didn't even have to, like, select that in our inventory. No, it says that pattern no longer works. That's a pretty big combat party compared to BG3. Well, you have 6 people, but that is his pet, that is his pet, that is his pet, and that's her pet. So I've got 4 people with companions that do different things. But your party in this game is 6. Was there another pattern besides the 2 of those?
Patience? My nerves are frayed.
Wait. Hold on, what? What was that? Why did I just hear a perception check go off? Let's try demolishing this. Let's see if there's anything under it besides just opening the
The
passage.
Messiah. Would he be
No,
proud?
I just opened the passage.
Am I?
Alright, let's go back to doing the star thing. That pattern no longer works. Okay, so neither of these patterns works.
Curiosity sings in my
So,
veins.
is there another one around here somewhere? Could probably draw the star in the other way.
In this tapestry of a world, I am the rogue thread.
I feel nothing.
Ah!
Fear nothing.
Okay, that was no good. Alright, so you can't draw the star mirrored. Well, I've done both of those, so that wasn't entirely accurate. Oh, wait. Let's see. A cracked Vox. A furious male voice is coming from the old Vox. This is Captain Trevor Durhoth calling the bullion. Get your arses back to the surface and get me out of here, you creps. My guts may be fused to my suit, but I'm not dead yet, no matter how much you wish it were otherwise. A moment later, the raging tone gives way to strangled rasping. Hey, can any of you hear me? Respond. I'll pay double, just don't leave me here. Damn it, it was going so well. We even figured out how to open the first sphere thanks to the pattern on the floor. Yeah, who knew there'd be so much trouble with the second one? I didn't. They didn't either. Cowards. The moment that beam was directed back, I was already lying with my guts turned inside out. They were running off with my goods. Oh, Emperor, you whoreson, son, why'd you leave me like that? I'm scared. Oh, yes, no, I don't want to die, not alone. Aren't you supposed to watch over all your children? Quiet, you lot, shut it already. I can't even hear myself. The recording is silent for a few moments. All you can hear is the sound of someone pounding the shell of a void suit with the recording device. I'm cold. I wonder if I'll die from lack of oxygen, or will my organs give out earlier. The damned god, the damned Imperium. In the end, you will all serve the true masters. The human speech gradually deteriorates into indecipherable mixture of howling and clicking sounds. Don't know that really. I mean, I already know to look at the thingies on the floor.
What lies beyond?
The ruins vaguely resemble the architecture of the Imperium, and yet there are some subtle differences to these structures.
They will see. Oh yes, they all will see.
Wait, hang on. I never tried this one mirrored. Nope, that's not it.
There will be no peace in my wake.
The pattern no longer works. The pattern no longer works. Okay, so both of these no longer works. So... And I can't do either of those mirrored. So the question is there another pattern on the ground here somewhere?
Patience! My nerves are frayed!
So I'm guessing this pattern was used by the pirate, and he got blasted. This pattern was used when I first got here. So there's a third one. If all the patterns
In
are
this tapestry of a world,
symmetrical,
I am the rogue thread.
there's a new symmetrical pattern that is different from the ones we've used. Okay, that worked. Chains of Domination. Whenever the wearer kills an enemy, they get a stacking +5 bonus to willpower until the end of combat. Foul Sight Veil gain a +15 bonus to perception, but -5 penalty to willpower. Oh,
What
a screamer.
storm this battle will be!
Spoiler, McGee did not tell you there were demons in the backlog. I know. Just cool it in the future. Like, I would rather not solve a puzzle than have someone tell me the answer. Like, please know that that's how my brain works. Like, I'm kind of bitter right now. Please don't do that in the future. Alright. Let's figure this out. Screamers are interesting units. These are the same in Fantasy Warhammer as they are in 40k Warhammer. Big flying murder manta ray thing, and they instill fear and terror into anyone near them. You can have whole armies of them when you're playing the Total War Warhammer 3. Wait, what? I can't. Okay, I can't get Heinrichs over here. All right. Hey Mike, I'm going for a birthday celebration. I'm 100% broke. Maybe the gift I made compensates the pizza and soda I hope to have. Yo, a handmade gift means the world to folks.
If you insist, Lord Captain. Isn't this a job for the serfs?
Let's see.
I'm not
Heinrichs.
accustomed to being ordered around.
Alright, there's regen on the whole party.
I am a navigator, not a servitor. I have read tomes of military tactics.
Alright, curse. And pass. Ow, my god. Fire everywhere. Oh, there's more fire everywhere. Alright.
My, it's time for the
Medicae signal on the servo
Two are better
skulls.
than one.
Desperate measures. Alright, can't give Heinrichs another turn.
Am I getting paid for this?
Tech familiar activated. My vow is to serve.
Let's do that.
Whoa! I want a medal for that one. I definitely need a
Holy
The intricacies
crap!
of mortality laid bare.
Alright. Alright, warp speed. Buff everyone's speed. AoE heal.
For the throne's glory.
Armor buff.
Naturally.
Reactivate the dog. Let's see. Overcharge the dog.
My artistry.
Apprehend on the screamer.
What if?
Unfortunately, that was parried. Alright, protect on me. And that was dodged. Dang. No buffs that turn. So, whenever the dog lands an attack as a result of assisted apprehend or protect, he gets a permanent stacking buff to his stats. And both of them missed that turn. Very unfortunate.
A genius at work. Schemes within schemes. A wicked thought.
A dance of blades and shadows.
Oh! That hit an ally. Dang it. That was not on purpose.
As the tenets demand.
I didn't think that would. I thought that move was a cleave? I thought that was just going to hit the 3 tiles in front of her, but it also hit that one way over there. Alright. Reactivate.
Contrary to dogmatic protocols. Cogitation fails.
Alright, reactivated the dog. Let's see, blinding strike.
Setting target parameters.
That's.
Familiar unit.
Thank you. And he could still do a shot with the screamer. It's a big target.
Comprehend small.
Cassia. Let's see. Give Muck another turn. Apprehend Screamer. Dodge. Alright. Protect me. Nice, that was a hit. Stats.
A wicked thought.
Parry. Okay.
Isn't this a job for the serfs?
Oh my god, she got hit by attacks of opportunity for using a power while in range of them. Ugh. Ow, 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 ow.
My heart still beats.
He's in a bad way right now.
I can do that with the right
She
incentive.
shoots the Screamer. Give another
Tell
action
me
to
and it is
Pascal.
done.
Alright, so when you kill a pink horror of Tzeentch, it splits into 2 blue ones in this game. So I just killed one pink that became 2 blues, and we killed another blue.
Running binary override.
I can do that with the right incentive.
Dare you?
The Screamer be screaming. Is that Echo? Yeah.
Let's see to it.
AoE heal.
I won't object to it.
AoE resolve. AoE armor.
For the throne's glory.
Zap.
Let's see to it.
Killing.
One of the horror died from dots, I think.
A genius at work.
For hand misses.
Let's see.
Protect. Nice. Screamer down. Alright. Taunt the other 2.
A wicked
Nice.
thought.
Okay. Wife brought me leftover penne from yesterday. Well, now, hey Laura. This is about the new X-Pac, can't wait. Nice. Yeah, I am really itching for more of that elite spec info.
I would that I could. Trust me.
That was a big hit.
As honor.
Tech Familiar activated. The scriptural prognosis is favorable.
Alright, Cassia's starting to recover. However, hold on, can you back up here? Yeah, we don't want her to cast within range of them again.
If
We
you
got
insist,
punished
your
heavily for that last time.
capacity demands.
Level up. Oh my god. That hurt.
Does something trouble you?
I don't even
Lord
know.
Captain?
I mean, this thing is kind of cool. I love stacking bonuses. But we'll see, like, you know, bonuses when you get a kill versus bonuses for attacking
So shall
are
it
harder to
be.
utilize. Because bonus when you get a kill, that's limited by how many enemies are on the
One
field.
step at a time.
But bonuses for doing some type of
amidst the
attack, if you're fighting a
madness.
boss, they'll just keep going and going and going. But we got more XP. I'm probably most happy about that. Alright. So, we got that done. I should do the level ups before I land on another world. Okay, so our Overseer, or our main character, our tank. Let's do Strength. And other thing, what do you want? Carouse is really high. Let's get Corrals. Alright, Cassia. Muck, check the VIP channel. What's going on? Y'all doing something inappropriate? Alright, hang on. We got a bunch of them. Alright, so this one says, I couldn't find an appropriate knife. Freaking Excalibur. Asuran knife crew gained a new recruit yesterday. Oh my god. The Asuran taking the resting place of the Char to claim Asura supremacy. His eyes are so wide, like, what is happening right now? Alright. Fantastic. I love seeing all these pictures. Let's see, Fellowship. Let's see, who is this? This is Cassia. Can't gain willpower. Perception. Choose a skill. Persuasion's 101. Awareness 125. Okay, persuasion. Alright, Cabela. Agility, probably? Or Medicae is really high, Demolition's high. Alright, Medicae. Pascal. I guess Ballistic. Tech use 117, Logic. So he's tech use and Logic. Let's see, Heinrich. Really, any of this is fine. I guess toughness, more hit points doesn't hurt. Never a bad thing. Carouse. Lore Xenos. Alright, let's get Lore Xenos. Alright, Jay. Ballistic skill, I guess. Coercion and Medicae are really high. And tech use. Dude, she has so many high stat things. Oh my god. Commerce. Alright. Alright. Save game. And let's travel to this new place. Alright, nothing bad happened. Okay, check it out. Lord Captain, we've received a Voxcast from Thessera. The signal quality is rather poor, but the meaning is clear. The world is expecting your lordship's arrival. Great festivities have been arranged, and a delegation led by the planetary governor is ready to give you a welcome party worthy of an honored guest. I didn't say I was going to Thessera. That's very, assumptuous, assuming of them. Blah, blah, blah. Hey, Mike, how's the new DLC been so far? Dude, it's great. I've really been enjoying it. I made an Arbites character. I got a robot dog. It's wonderful. Nothing here. Hey, Mike, I know you're not playing Guild Wars 2 right now. Quick question, is Blish HUD still a thing? Yes, I still use it every day I play Guild Wars 2. I plugged it to a few thousand people yesterday. Exclamation mark Blish if you want my guides on it. Presumptuous. Yes, words. Not explored. Amid the lifeless rocks and lava lakes, the ship's augurs detect something resembling buildings. There's something off with their outlines, but their presence in and of itself suggests that there may be some valuables to uncover among the ruins. Send a scouting team. The scouts are able to discern symbols of the Imperium on the buildings. Deformed and fused together by high temperatures, the ore mining structures tell a sad story. Centuries ago, the planet and all its riches perished beneath the radiance of the system's expanding sun. That's it, the end. Okay, and the sun expanded, bleh, melt. What time did you go to bed last night, Mug? I finished the stream at 3 in the morning. And then I went to bed, like, right after, so, like, 3:10. And then woke up at, like, 9:30. And I was like, I need another hour. And then I asked Lady Luck to just ping the Discord. And then, so I got up at like 10:30. So, 3 to 10:30. I got like almost 7 hours of sleep. So I'm a little sleepy, but I'm okay. Alright, nothing there. Alright, so now we'll go to Thessera. Now that we've looked at every other planet in the solar system. Oh. Well, look who just elbowed his way into the party. Okay. So I have to bring Solomon to this. I mean, I guess Jay's not required. I like having her in the party. She's not required. All right, I guess I'll just do this. That's fine. Hello again. My IP is still the same for Lake Dork, but Homestead event is reset somehow. Hey! I'm glad it worked out. It's a party! Yay me! Dude, these little musicians, they got servitor musicians. This place smells like poor. I need to level up the Arbites guy. I haven't leveled him up in a bit, but I wasn't expecting him to just force his way into the party. Oh, look at this dude. Oh, hold on a sec. Let me shrink our dude here. All right, there we go. Look at those George Washington hairlocks. A richly dressed man riding a sinewy horse breaks off from the procession. When he approaches, you immediately notice a strange detail. The man's face is pinned to his head with precious fastenings that stretch the skin across his skull. What, like Handsome Jack? Celestial guest, there's no higher honor for us than to extend our hospitality to such noble eminences. His Celestial Highness, the Rogue Trader, and an illustrious judicator of the Imperium. All of Thessara clamors, trembles, and cheers. Rualdo the Fair-Faced, Governor of Thessara, at your service. I thank you for your courteous welcome, Governor. However, we have come here to address a grave concern. But of course, your Celestial Highness, it would be my pleasure to discuss whatever topic you have in mind. That said, you have had such long and perilous journey behind you. Like any self-respecting host, I must first propose. Is someone gonna get shot? Someone always gets shot. You are getting too close, sir. Bluff the court fool. A smaller figure steps out of the rider's shadow, dressed in the motley attire of a court fool and wearing a sneering mask.
My name is Bluff. I am Lord Rualdo's good mood. I tickle his governorship with well-spouted jests and itty-bitty gossip. And now I merrily doff my cap to our celestial lords and ladies and hand them this here key to Thessara, as a token of our boundless loyalty.
The fool bows and offers you his gift. Do your servants often interrupt their rulers' conversations without permission, Governor? Oh, the embarrassment! The governor leans down from his horse and grabs the fool's hand. Having wrenched the key from Bluff's grasp, Rualdo raises his hand to strike, and the fool quickly backs off. Finally, the governor offers the gift to you with a reverential bow. Item received, key to Thessara. A large key with the Thessara coat of arms embossed on its head. Our drop's still up. They ended at 3 a.m. this morning, meow meow. I streamed so people could get them all the way to the last minute, and then I crashed. Awareness 100%. Look at the governor. The governor's heavy gold-stitched jacket adds a certain presence to his figure, but it cannot hide how poor of a rider he is. The way his boots dig into the horse's sides, his hands fiddling with the reins, his trembling fingers, all speak of nervousness and a lack of control. What happened to your face, Rualdo? He touches his stretched-out countenance.
Ah, this is a fine tradition that I myself brought to this world. You see, there is a way to tame the merciless passage of time. All you need is to find a young and healthy face, appropriate it, and attach it over your own fading skin. The local nobility eagerly took to the art of extending one's life in youth, and I, once a celestial lord myself, now promote this custom by personal example so that I may showcase its wonderful properties. I mean, is that like a donor thing? If someone lets you do that, do their skin grow back? A furrow appears on Heinrich's brow, but that is devoid of all sense. What is this, some travesty of rejuvenat treatments? All the procedures I have heard of are far more complex and laborious. Dogmatic. As long as it does not hinder your service to the Imperium. Rualdo smiles, causing his muscles to crease his attached face in a disturbing way. Nod to Solomorn. Enough. According to Data Protocol Calixis Sigma UX-11-4, this Mu-class planet type feudal, Astamare rating E874 with an assigned tithe grade of Solutio Extremis has not provided its due tithe amount in full. You have violated the Lex and are hereby under investigation. You are to present all related customs reports and shipping manifests immediately. The Proctor's voice carries no emotion, and Glyto silently bares his teeth, completing the image of the implacable hand of justice that has arrived on Thesera. I am most flattered by your attention, esteemed Judicator, and by this opportunity to serve the Imperium with even greater dedication than before. Speaking of dedication, we are already conducting a thorough inspection to see which scribe it was that bungled the tithe calculation. Fear not, the scoundrel shall soon be... Excuses are the hallmark of the guilty. Do not make your situation worse, Governor. Rualdo clasps his hands together and says meekly, Of course, Master Judicator. I will provide you with all the documents as soon as our internal review is complete. I assure you it won't take long, and the report itself will be exhaustive. You heard the Proctor. Take us somewhere where we can have a serious conversation. In that case, please proceed to the castle. All of Thesera has been waiting for your arrival, busily preparing the finest dishes and entertainments in your honor. I fear it may be challenging for you to avoid attention. Let us have a court lady accompany you. A court lady? Maiev. Oh, I just played Expedition 33 with you in it. A thin woman emerges from the torchlight, looking at you with a mixture of fear and awe. Her diminutive figure is practically drowning in her velvet and silk dress, and a resplendent necklace of blue stone adorns her neck. Maiev, my celestial lord, at your service. Solomorn leans closer and says in a lowered voice, Based on my experience, I would say we have been assigned a spy under a pretense of generosity. This is a good thing. We will use this young woman as our source of information about the world. For now, it would be wise to play along and question her thoroughly once we are away from prying eyes. Smile. Relax, Maiev. Just pretend you are giving a good friend a tour of the place. She smiles sheepishly. I'm afraid that is easier said than done, my celestial lord. I would be like trying to imagine a mighty sun as a tiny ember, but I will do my best not to anger you by acting too nervous. Very well. I would like to see what this place has to offer. I can see and I can tell by what I'm hearing that our executioner has already lit up the Phasmophorious, ready to give the condemned a warm welcome. Which means the governor's official whisper collector, that's me, has a whole lot of important business to do. And so I must leave you now, good sirs and ladies, lest I miss out on a hot batch of juicy tales. Terribly pleased to meet all of you. Honored Judicator! Bluff grasps Solomorn's hand and gives it a vigorous shake. Really? And he didn't shoot you in the face? Surprised that Glyto doesn't just like jump him. Oh, wait, I just saw blood. Before you can blink, the Cyber Mastiff sinks his teeth into Bluff's forearm. Called it. Jerking it back and forth in a fury. The attack lasts only a moment, but when Glyto lets go, the fool's limb is already torn to shreds. With a cry of pain, he leaps away and melds into the roiling crowd. Solomorn ruffles Glyto's neck and turns to you. Feudal worlds are rarely known for their bureaucratic precision. Reconnaissance on the ground will tell us more than any report hastily scribbled down by these blockheads. I suggest we attend this trial and see how the laws of this planet are enforced.
If it will help the investigation, we should not dally. I am pleased to see that you prefer to continue our mission over all the idle pastimes of this world. Solomorn looks at the crowd, staring at you in wonder and trepidation. So, Celestial Lord, your coming is a historic event for these people. They will be watching your every step, and your actions may well transform their lives on this underdeveloped world. Okay. Alright, Solomorn. We gotta level you up. What do you got? Get that. I like that one. Which of these stats do you have a lot of? Fellowship, ballistic skill, agility, awareness. Carouse is really high. Or no, it's not. Coercion. His coercion is really high. Overcharge. When the familiar becomes the target of an enemy's attack, the overseer has their damage dealt increased by 2%, stacks until end of combat. Whenever the overseer uses their archetype ability, what is the archetype ability? Still do that. Okay. Activate armor. Now, I have not really looked at armor in a while. So, like, this one has better damage reduction, but my current one has much higher dodge. This Chrono's +2 to tech use. Sin skin. Improved armor body glove. When using reactivate or engage swing temporary wounds. Let's see, I'd only ever played the tabletop version of 40k, so seeing the interactions on planets is cool. It gives Firefly vibes to different planets with different tech, but all under the umbrella of space travel. Yeah. Yeah, I really enjoy it too. Does Glido have a chip? No, he doesn't. +1 skill. Let's do that. Alright. Save game. Okay. Alright, so this is a planet that is new. This is our chapel where we pray to the Emperor, the holder of the key to all destinies. The bell in its tower can ring so loud it'll make your ears pop. Alright, so this planet I think was added in this DLC since it's heavily related to this tithe investigation. The Chronicles of Fate by Gregorius Fault, Chapter 2. It befits any servant of his to thank daily the Emperor, him that holdeth the key for the lot given them in life. As I have thanked him for the writings for thousands of moon lives, so too do I thank him now with the fetters that are preparing my soul for its new destiny. The rules of this service are simple. Day after day, I reverently carry with me the glass fetters, not daring to break them. Some believe that merely keeping them by one's bedside is enough to perform the sacrament. This is a lie perpetuated by the slothful and the faint of heart. I can't believe what I'm seeing. People from the stars on our planet.
What lies beyond?
Oh. There's a trap here.
I do what I must. Watch out. The shadows
Look at
reveal
all these
their
bombs. Oh my god.
secrets. Just as he ordained.
Some kid's gonna just be playing and just come over here and die.
The Vizier. Would he be proud?
Claustrophobia. Cyber Eagle gains 10 perception and does 150% more damage. Gains 60% dodge against obstructed enemy melee attacks. If the Eagle dodges an obstructed enemy's melee attack, the enemy immediately hits its random adjacent ally using the lowest AP cost attack, scoring a guaranteed critical hits. What? Ebonite Sword, two-handed. Targets hit with this sword suffer a number of static charge stacks equal to damage dealt by the attack. When a creature with those stacks is killed, all creatures adjacent to it suffer shock damage equal to number of charge stacks. Most warriors prefer swords, for they provide more flexibility in the battlefield against close combat. That's a two-handed sword. Alright, hold on. We do have one Cyber Eagle. Pascal has one. 15 perception, 150% more damage. 10 perception. Okay, let's do that. That seems to be better overall.
There will be no peace in my wake.
Don't know how to get there at the moment. Alright. May the Emperor, he that holdeth the key to all destinies, bless the Celestial Lord, him who descended from the sky on a bird of steel. I can't believe what I'm seeing. Chronicle of Fates, Part 1. Let these instructions enlighten all who walk in my footsteps. He who holdeth the key permits none but his most faithful to change their fates, and I, the eminent Gregorius Fault, have no right to fail him. This, my present work, will describe how a soul becomes purified and the rituals required to prepare it for its momentous turn of fate, those being things that any servant of his who intends to break the shackles of their former life will have to undergo.
Patience? My nerves are frayed.
Cargo. Did you see Lady Noella's rotting face? No amount of whitener can fix that. They say the poor soul's been trying to cover her sores with lime wash, the kind they use for walls. Part 3. Just a sec. This game is not good for eating while playing, if I'm reading everything out loud. As you approach, the nobles bow gracefully. Their sewn-on faces are wrapped tightly around their skulls, and their eyes gleam with earnest subservience. One dares to address you. O Celestial Lord, grace us with your regard. When my brother and I heard of your arrival, we immediately sought to surprise you with an exceptional gift. The ancient scrolls tell of a wonder, a mechanical sage by the name of Kajikor. It knows the answers to all questions, can make other machines do its bidding, and may even predict the future. My brother and I have borne many a hardship, but we managed to acquire this magical contraption for our much-cherished guests. The box in front of you, presumably the Kajikor they speak of, exudes a strong odor of ritual oils. Made of thin planks, it is covered in so many purity seals that it seems to be held together by them alone. A stack of flimsy rough paper lies atop it, and there is a mica panel with a malachite button attached to the front. A thin slit is visible among the buttons. Heinrich shrugs. I've seen quite a few distortions of Gothic on primitive worlds, but I do not recall ever seeing such a miscomprehension of the Omnissiah's gifts. After a chrono turn of heavy silence, Pascal finally intones, I am registering an act of imitation of sanctity. This cultural phenomenon is typical of underdeveloped tribes. I also anticipate the discovery of cave pictograms dedicated to the divine arrival of the more advanced units. Awareness. Listen to the sounds coming from the box. There is a barely audible breathing coming from the box. Whoever is inside wants very much not to be noticed. It's just a dude in the box. Glido stalks toward the box and bares his fangs while Solomon frowns grimly at the device. Really? Then again, what else could you expect from this ignorant world? What a rare and magnificent gift! I will be honored to display it in my chambers. Our hearts flutter at the opportunity to please the Celestial Lord. May this sagacious machine assist you in your endeavors. Cool, I just stole someone in a box.
Tapestry
I have no idea what that's going to do.
I am the rogue thread.
Examine horses.
Genius.
The horses glance at you with an odd curiosity. One of them pulls its muzzle closer and clacks its teeth, almost too greedily and hungrily for a harmless herbivore. The enormous gate is locked fast. Wait, what? Oh! My dog just found a box, like, under something. Bloody Sacrament. Area attacks with this maul create a smoke cloud. All creatures that enter the area must pass toughness, strength, and willpower tests with a -25 penalty. If you fail toughness, you're blinded. If you fail strength, you're slowed. If you fail willpower, you're disturbed. Okay. That's odd. Take use Pascal. Surprised you're streaming Guilders 2 when there were Twitch drops? Certain lack of sanity. The Twitch drops ended at 3 a.m. this morning. I streamed until 3 a.m. with about 2,000 people here. And then we all crashed really hard. The blacksmith has somehow managed to forge shells and casings. These do not belong on a feudal world. But no doubt, there's no doubt as to what they are. Crab didn't realize that. How are you enjoying Road Trader? Loving it. See, open the gates. So that opens a shortcut. Climb up.
Brilliance.
Immaterium Shroud. A Cyber Raven gains 15 willpower. Enemies affected by relayed psychic powers must pass an agility resistance test or become slowed. If the enemy is already slowed, it must pass an agility test with a 20 bonus to become immobilized. Do we already have a chip for the Raven?
Always.
No, we don't. So, better than nothing. Who's there? Is that the Celestial Lord himself? You shouldn't have come here. Good talk.
One step at a time, amidst the madness.
Oh, I gotta do the climbing check again.
Done.
Alright. What faction is this? We're playing, humans. We do have a navigator in our party, so there's one mutant. Cargo. Yoink.
As a child, I was captivated by the chronicles of the feudal world.
Gonna listen to her for a sec.
Knights clad in shining armor riding their fine steeds, battling enemies of humanity, and holding feasts after their victories. But this world has only grey and mud.
Mug, is this a long game?
Is true for many
You could get 100+ hours out of playing this.
You should accustom yourself to that fact.
Beyond.
Lore check.
There.
Salivating profusely, the Laceraxes watch the food disappear into people's throats. Judging by their protruding ribs, the beasts have not been properly fed in some time. Protective Instinct. Cybermastiff does 150% more damage. Whenever its protected ally dodges or parries an attack, the Cybermastiff gains temp wounds and does 12% more damage from one round. It's not stacked. Protect can be used multiple times per turn, but each subsequent use in a round increases cost by 1 AP. Ooh.
Let us seize the moment.
Gonna equip that. So I think because this world was added in the DLC that included all of the familiars being added, that's why there's like a lot of familiar gear here. The Lacerax's augmetics are just as rusty and in sore need of service, but the creature looks far worse than the rest. Gaunt and weak, almost miserable, the creature looks up at you with glazed eyes as you approach. On the door, you notice a scrawled sign that reads, Animal number 4, Don't Feed. The same number is burned into the skin of the Lacerax. Tech use. Examine it. A quick inspection is enough to determine the cause of the problem. Some of the Lacerax's augmetics are clearly not working correctly. The muscles near the energy conduits are twitching, as if the machine spirits in their fury were torturing the beast. It is surprising that only this laser axe shows signs of torment, considering the poor state of the augmetics of all the cyber beasts here. I've seen Glyto convulse like that when his augmetics were malfunctioning, Solomorn says, but then adds with sudden anger. I doubt the local halfwits have the first clue about maintaining implants. They should have stuck to shovels and left the beast alone. Attempt to repair the creature's augmetic. You try to reach your hands inside to get at the laser axe's augmetic, but the cage's bars force you to withdraw. Unlock the cage! This can only go well. You are unfamiliar with the operation of the mechanical lock, but that doesn't stop you from disabling it. The cage door opens with a creak, however the beast inside shows no reaction. Attempt to repair it. You find the issue and fix it with ease. One of the circuits was broken, possibly damaged in a fight with other beasts. When you are done with the repairs, you are hit with a realization. There is now nothing standing between you and this huge predator. With a flash of its visors, the beast begins to turn slowly toward the exit. For a brief moment, you find yourself only a meter away from a monstrosity whose jaws could snap a person in two. It hisses in your face. Suddenly, you see something moving out of the corner of your eye. A whirl of skirts, a frail figure. With a small shriek, Maiev throws herself between you and the starling beast. Off with you! Get away from my lord! Step away, Maiev. That is an order. The young woman casts a desperate glance at you and is on the verge of saying something, but never musters the courage to protest. She meekly steps aside. The silent duel with the laser axe lasts only a moment, but feels like an eternity. Finally, with a beleaguered snarl, the beast dashes away without laying even a claw on its liberator. This can only go well, chat. Solomorn gives you a sign of respect. Not only did you deal with the augment, you also made the deadly beast recognize your authority with a single glance. Though I cannot help but wonder about the repercussions of this jailbreak.
There will be no peace in my
Climb
wake.
up. Goods. Chronicles of Fate, page 7,875. Oh my god. Those things are kind of a slog to read.
Genius triumphs.
Goods. Cargo. Goods. Cargo. Look around. Ooh, cutscene. Alright. Found a vista. Wait, Tavrisk the Sculptor. The sculptor's mechanical hands crawl over the rough stone, their many-jointed metal fingers remaining in constant motion. Even now, you recognize your own features in the unfinished piece. It seems someone commissioned a statue of you the moment you set foot on the planet. The old man turns his wrinkled face to you, and you see crystals where his eyes should be. Is my celestial lord here to gaze upon his destiny? Alas, my creation is not yet complete. Your hand augmetics are most impressive. Such implants are impossible to come by on a feudal world. Where are you from? Lord Rualdo had my limbs replaced before he took me from my home planet. It was so long ago I have since forgotten what my land is like to the touch. The sculptor's mechanical arms are pierced by sticky tubes, and the elbow joints have all but worn down. It must have been a decade since these implants were last serviced. Such neglect often poses a serious threat to the person's life, and yet the old man's skin looks relatively healthy in the spots where flesh meet metal. Lore Warp succeeded. This man appears to belong to a rare variety of psychers, biomancers capable of recovering even from otherwise deadly wounds and diseases. Oh, like Heinrich. What can you tell me about this material you're working with? This is Thacertium, a fascinating stone born from the bowels of this planet. Like any other kind, it bends and melts beneath the sculptor's tool, but for the sculptor to come to life in earnest, they must put their very soul into it. One of the hands emerges from behind the statue and gently touches his head, seemingly of his own volition. The soul, however, obtains calluses the more the sculptor works, and mine has long since become covered in scabs. He carves his works using the psyker abilities he is cursed with, an astonishingly frivolous application of warp powers. I do not quite understand. Are you a psyker? My Lord Governor calls me a foreteller and creator, others a wicked sorcerer. But there's no cause for concern, my abilities are sanctioned, and I am pure before the Emperor's celestial eye. He gestures at the tubes on the back of his head as if to prove the truth of his words. I am here to look at the sculpture. What has my destiny got to do with it? When I sculpt, your Celestial Highness, I see people's destinies in the forms I create. The visions that come to me shape not only the stone, but the person's fate as well. Your image was indistinct when it appeared before me, and my work is not yet done. What do you wish to behold? These musings on destinies and fates remind me of a heretical cult that has been plaguing the Von Valancius domain of late. Your visions, Sculptor, are whispers of the warp. Heinrich glares ominously at the old man. I have passed through the halls of the Black Ship. My Celestial Lord may be certain that my creations bear no evil within them. Tell me, what do you wish to see shaped in stone? Rack says, finally the days of Joseph Guild Wars are over. Now we're back to not A-netting games. Yeah, I'm quitting Guild Wars forever until the next time I play Guild Wars. This is why the next plush should have the smug face. You just solved a problem by mean mugging a cyborg dog. Mike, does your dog have its teeth back? Claws, and yes, they patched it. They fixed that. All that I am accomplishing in the present. The sculptor's hands scuttle over the stone like huge metal spiders. However, his sightless gaze perceives exactly those details of your appearance that you are proud of the most. Your destiny will soon be complete, my lord. I will have it delivered to your celestial vessel. Mukluk gained the Glory So Far effect. Your very life's path has been carved into stone. One who lives in the present has no reason to fear the future, but sooner or later the future catches up with everyone. Increases the character's fellowship until the end of the mission on Thesara. Who are you? A humble creator, the governor's first sculptor, Tavrisk, who has the honor of shaping the destinies of others, but not his own. Tavrisk the sculptor turns his head to you, but you see no pupils in his crystal ocular augmetics. Did you capture the governor's destiny in sculpture too? His mouth stretches into a cryptic smile. I have made thousands of statues for Rowaldo, but the Sarah's stone flesh can never seem to sate his great ambitions. This old sculptor once more turns his unseeing gaze to the patterns in the stone before him. Trying to click on the bag. There we go. Fiddler Servitor, Drummer Servitor, Piper Servitor, Organ Grinder Servitor, Lyre Playing Servitor. Oh man. Imagine getting lobotomized and turned into an organ.
Oh yes, they all will see.
Oh, what just happened? Oh, we triggered something. Whoa! Is that like a burning iron maiden? You see a man with a cruel grimace on his face and hands, disfigured with burn marks. Behind him stands a ghostly-looking mechanism adorned with a polished skull of gigantic proportions. The eye sockets, their edges melted, gaze darkly at the crowd with the promise of inevitable punishment. The man, clearly the executioner, bows his head. The very messengers of the sky have come to decide our fate. We are honored, Celestial Highness. They gave the dog claws but removed the teeth. No. The dog has an inventory just like the other characters. But whereas the other characters have an inventory slot for their weapon and they can put a sword or a gun there, the dog's inventory weapon slot just has a claw symbol there. There was a bug where the claw disappeared. The item that was his weapon was gone, and there was nothing in that equipment slot. So the dogs could not attack. They have patched that bug though, it's been fixed. Who are you? I am Tadio the Scorched, a slaughterman of the 5th generation and a humble disciple of the Iron Saint you see before you, your Celestial Highness. Master Tadua knows no mercy and his hand is unfailingly firm in the sacred cause of administering justice. Maiev is careful to keep her posture straight, but her frightened gaze is deliberately averted from both the executioner and the mechanism behind him. What is that structure? This instrument of punishment is a personification of the great Phesmorphorus of the Martyred, who accomplished the legendary feat of slaying 300 heretics. As is glorious tradition, all mutants who affront the Emperor's gaze and stain the face of Thessera must enter the Saint's iron embrace. Whenever justice is served, hundreds flock to the Phasmophorus, eager to witness the magnificent spectacle. You have just confessed that your semblance of justice serves not as a demonstration of lawful authority and deterrence to your subjects, but as entertainment. Solomorn utters the last word with disgust, as if there could be no fouler profanity. Heinrichs arches an eyebrow as he gazes at the Iron Giant. This is one of those worlds where public execution forms part of a sacred edification of the crowd. And yet, from the description, it sounds like the people are not learning from what they see, but rather perversely enjoying it instead. Who is inside right now? Another heretic who violated the holy laws of Thessera. And since his body is already turning to ash, such will be the fate of his name as well, to be scattered to the winds, that it may never again defile the lips of any who live upon our sacred world. Never again defile the lips. Maiev looks ready to faint. She seems both terrified and nauseated by the sacred rite that has drawn so many onlookers. The law of the Imperium punishes those who deserve it. Was that the last of the accused for the day? That was but one of the first bodies set to stoke the Phasmophorus. It is going to get a lot busier now. As if to confirm the man's words, the fire-breathing saint expels a puff of acrid smoke. While the guilty are being reduced to ashes, let us meet the next participants in our performance. Like limping? Oh, wait, they've got, like, mutated arms. Two people or something resembling people are pushed onto the stage. They are mutants, hideous parodies of humanity forever tainted by the imperfections of the flesh. One of them is dressed in stained yet expensive clothes, the other wears the tattered uniform of local guards. Your Celestial Highness, behold, two loathsome heretics who blemish the very face of Thessera with their existence. Tadua chuckles, but his sneer is completely devoid of mirth. The degree of their guilt may vary, but they both deserve to enter the blazing bowels of the Phasmophorus for the worst of their transgressions, distorting the sacred face of humanity. But since fate has graced us with such lofty visitors, I eagerly cede the right to punish these miscreants to you, Celestial Highness. Contrary to his honeyed words, the executioner's voice betrays his poorly concealed displeasure. Cassia purses her lips when she notices the onlookers staring at her hands, eyes, and neck. Many point their fingers shamelessly in her direction, others spit their feet in disgust. Her chin raised high, the Lady Navigator adjusts her forehead adornment with her clawed hands. She squares her shoulders, lets out a breath, and glares at the crowd with condescension. What exactly are these heretics guilty of? He smiles maliciously. It is the mere existence of these awful not enough. However, if your Celestial Highness wishes to explore the depths of their depravity, then may you become today's judge. The sentence stand before you. Tell us when you are done with the questioning and are prepared to deliver verdict. Bluff. The fool's voice pipes over the crowd. What an unexpected twist! Who better to judge the filth of the sorrow than a stranger who just fell on our heads? What was the opulently dressed mutant's crime? A rotten stain upon the noble families. He was hiding in his manner to conceal his deformities, but had trouble keeping his mouth shut, proliferating filth and tracts that he later sent out with his servants. He declared the choice of one's own fate to be slavery, cast aspirations on the very traditions of the world, was insolent, swore profanely, condemned those who had chosen a new destiny. Luckily, he has no heirs, and today this accursed bloodline shall be put to rest once and for all. The richly garbed mutant moaned something. You notice stitches on his disfigured face. The zealous servants were evidently in a hurry to silence the condemned man early and sewed his twisted mouth shut. What did the mutant in the guard's uniform do? A thief, brigand, and murderer. There is no way to list all the crimes lying upon this freak's conscience. However, his willingness to change his destiny against all odds merits this mutant at least some honor. Despite his feeble-mindedness and simplicity, he had enough sense to obscure his countenance with hoods and helmets until he made his way from beggar to guard. It was not long before his excessive passion for fighting and stabbing gave him away. The mutant utters a foul curse under his breath and immediately gives you a frightened look and falls silent. The mere sight of the Celestial Lord seems to instill a reverent awe in the common denizens of Thessera.
You praise the lowborn mutant despite the vicious acts he has committed. They are both mutants and have thereby violated his law. Yet, when one finds a spark of nobility in an abject commoner, one cannot help but feel a grain of respect for them. This heretic may be of low birth, but he does not flout the values of Thessara the way the nobleman does, and thus honors our traditions and his will. Born into the rabble, he applied all his abilities and skills, defied the restraints placed upon him, and crushed those who stood in his path, all in order to forge a new destiny for himself. Freedom to change destiny. Solomon repeats slowly with an undertone of utter disbelief at what he is hearing. Even you, a degenerate, should know that everyone has their place in the God Emperor's plan from birth, and that any attempt to change that is a violation of his will. What do you say, Maiev? Which of these two deserves to die? Maev's gaze darts fearfully around while visibly avoiding the doomed mutants on the platform. I am of too low a birth to take on the burden of being a judge, my celestial lord. Hello from Thailand. Hello from the colonies. Muck, Black Desert talk from last stream made me want to reinstall BDO. I go and I am lost beyond words. I'm ready to announce my decision. The words of a distinguished guest is law. We are all trembling with anticipation. Maiev seems to have reined in the emotions that were overtaking her, and she casts a timid glance at you where she awaits her verdict. Man, I don't know. Okay, so wait, the nobleman was staying in his room and was saying, like, heresy stuff. So, like, he's probably been, like, affected by the warp. The commoner made his way, was working through life, made it to being a guard, but was getting in too many fights. And that's how they found out about his mutations. But this whole thing is a sham. This whole like trial thing is ridiculous. I'm gonna say let them both go and see what happens. The excitement in Tadua's eyes fades away. A merciful decision, your celestial highness. Savor the gift of freedom bestowed on us by the holder of the key to all destinies and by his messenger. Be gone, you disgusting spawn. Oh, what clamor! I'll wager they heard the sound of the poor slaughterman's heart breaking all the way at the other end of the Thessara. And now my favorite word. Next! I think he was supposed to leave, chat. Yeah, he's clipping. A pale, bony creature, barely able to move its legs, enters the stage. In place of a mask, it turns a horrific medley of features towards the world. This ugliness, however, is nothing like that of the previous convicts. The thin, squeamishly twisted mouth is fused to the cheekbones. Malicious eyes peer into the crowd from under hideous folds of skin. The face of this heretic appears to have melted and congealed. What happened to his face? Is he another mutant? Is he in a fire? The Thessarian fever. You need not worry, your celestial highness, it is not contagious. What is this heretic guilty of? The executioner does not answer right away, but makes you wait for a moment. His crime is more grievous than any the scaffold has ever seen. He was granted a new destiny, but chose to defy it. He turned away from the greatest gift that can be offered to the loyal sons and daughters of Thessara. The wretched man's gaze drifts over the crowd until his piercing eyes meet yours. His head twitches, face contorting in a monstrous grimace. Shut up before it gets in, he whispers in a sudden frenzy. I won't give up, I won't give up, I won't. Oh, no, we didn't come here for you to stay quiet. Squeal now, squeal louder. The crowd takes up the fool's outburst and begins demanding more screams. Kibella whispers without taking her eyes off the condemned man. You are not the master of your own shadow. The shadow reigns over you. You are alone while they are many. But why? Awareness. Where is that blasted court fool? You glance at the crowd and suddenly see the fool prancing and flitting among the gawkers, clearly trying not to be spotted by you. Shoot the fool? Yo, that's tempting.
Honestly, he's in the crowd, right? It'll probably be like you miss and hit the crowd or something. All right, let's turn it over to Solomorn. I want to see what he's gonna do. He thinks this whole thing is just like a travesty. Nod to Solomorn. It is time to teach this gathering a lesson. Bro, what? So he shot him. Without uttering a word, the arbitrator draws his weapon. A shot rings out, and a deafening shriek rises from the throng of people. You catch sight of the badly wounded fool disappearing into the crowd. Damage taken, bluff the fool, 16. Maeve cries out in horror and immediately clasps her mouth with both hands, trying to lock her voice inside. Enough deaths, let him go. As Tadua opens his mouth to say something, the convict takes a step on his clumsy, spindly legs, then another one. The face, pretty strong, shining. A gnarled claw points directly at you. Give it here. Give it to me now instead of the one I bear. Take mine, it's not mine. Take it, take it. Is he gonna just explode? Oh, warp. The madman raises his crooked fingers to his face and sinks his nails into sagging flesh. Shrieking with what sounds like relief, he tears off a piece of his cheek and then another and then more. Falling to his knees, he frantically scratches his own eyes out, smearing blood and clear ichor across his face before collapsing dead on the platform. Oh, well, that takes care of that problem. A sudden rumble draws your attention. Like a rock fall tumbling down a slope, the thudding of feet and mad screams overwhelm you. After a moment, you see the source of the commotion, a throng of mutants charging straight at you. What? Just mutants out of nowhere. I guess these are all the ones that were in queue. Alright. Dude, I spared this guy and he didn't leave. That's on him. That's fine. Start at the bottom.
I'm not accustomed to being ordered around. I am a navigator, not a servitor.
Alright, where is Heinrichs? Alright. Regeneration on everyone.
Isn't this a job
Curse on that guy. Oh, it said that was going to kill him. It didn't. Oh, I love all the lines of guys doing shield up. That's great. Oh, but they're getting annihilated. Oh, are these kamikazes? Oh my god. Okay, the glowy ones are going to explode. All right. Okie dokie. I need to double check this. How did this one work? Okay. Oh, that didn't work.
Let's test our skills, Glato. Glato, we're undertaking this task. Mark the target. Understood.
I'll do what it takes.
Try to die with grace, at least.
One died from burning. Glato getting his booty kicked.
Let's see. What is my muse? A wicked thought. Schemes within schemes.
My tank over there. A casual exterminatus would take care of this mutant problem. Exterminatus? Just like destroy the whole planet's surface. I'm gonna have to wait here till she gets buffed.
Offering of blood.
Naturally.
Like this.
But of course, Lord Captain. Go on, beast.
Is that not AoE though? Okay. Oh my god, what was that? Fire grenade.
Too bad I'm still standing.
Abide in the hope of the creations of the Omnissiah.
What he said.
Setting target parameters protect familiar units.
Emperor, give me strength,
Oh, we can lidless eye over there. Oh, that's so good.
if I may.
Alright, do that.
I'm not accustomed to being ordered around.
Burp.
Isn't this a job for the serfs? Duty demands.
Ah! Burning damage everywhere.
Waste of time.
Target is too far.
Our duty is not over.
Reactivate Glyto. Torrent of Fury. Slice of Fury.
One of us would be enough. Let's test our skills, Gleito.
This way!
Oh, Eagle's actually getting hit. Eagle has a really high dodge, so that's rare.
Another stroke of genius.
Alright, let's see.
What if? A wicked thought.
Nice, dog getting some kills.
Let's see.
Oh, he didn't do an attack that time, what? Oh, I guess because that's not adjacent to that. Okay, that makes sense.
A wicked thought.
Alright, taunt again.
Let's see.
Slash that guy.
Strike me again and see what happens.
I can handle this.
Death comes in silence. I shall not fail. Death is a blessing. The shadows will see it done.
And pain resonance. Alright, that's as much as she can do this turn. So if I do an AoE heal over here, it's not gonna hit the other NPCs. I can single target regen them, apparently.
I won't object to it.
Yeah, why not?
For the throne's glory.
Emperor protect me!
Just zap on that guy. Anytime Heinrichs hits someone, they get poisoned for the rest of combat, so it's minor damage, but it's worth doing on like big targets because it's gonna give value for a while.
Tech familiar activated. Abide in the hope.
There we go, that new thing just kicked in. The bird dodged his attack and he turned around and hit that guy by mistake.
Running by direct override. My competencies are not that universal.
Try to die with grace, at least. Do not dare ask.
Give someone an extra turn.
Me?
Pascal,
If you insist, Lord
do
Captain.
another bird with a dive bomb. Ah, missed.
My faith strengthens me.
I was sitting here like, where's my servitor skull? And I was like, oh wait, that's on Jay, and I wasn't allowed to bring Jay on this mission. That's where it's at.
Activating extermination protocol. Glato, we're undertaking this task.
Oh my god, stop parrying!
One of us would be enough.
Alright, protect me. Should hit him. He's dead. And then protect him. And that should hit him. He's dead. Alright, so let's check.
Warpcraft, heresy and mutation. See it done in the name of him on Terra, purge the unclean, for the Emperor.
Thank you, Master Radiman. Alright, so see, this is what I'm talking about. Battle Mode Terror, stack 7. Whenever it hits an apprehended enemy or someone that you're protecting, it gets +1 to stats. And it's at 7 right now, so yeah, it's working. So the question now is, what are the key characteristics? So it looks like Fellowship, Willpower, Perception. Is it everything except Agility? Wait, Unbearable Itching. What? He has a debuff called Unbearable Itching. What the hell's that? For each stack of this effect, toughness and agility are reduced. Source Sullen. Okay, no, so the agility is the thing too. Alright. So yeah, it's working. So all of this is getting plus whenever he does that. Yeah, so that's pretty cool. Oh wow, he really hauled over there. Dodge, dang. Hey, that one's really evasive. Like, have you tried or checked out Neon Abyss 2? Looks like a game you might enjoy. I'm not familiar with that one.
As honor ordains. Trust me.
Oh my god, that one exploded when he died, just like the others we fought earlier. That was a misclick. I just blade danced my own units. Whee!
Come. The other side awaits.
Where's the remaining enemies?
I won't object to it.
I'll do what it takes.
There is only
There he is.
Or mine.
Activate calculated fury algorithm. The Omnisire condemns you.
Okay. That was something. Liking that dude dog chip. Your Celestial Highness, apologies for my late arrival. I wasted a great deal of time in idle squabbles with that oaf of a treasurer as he was looking for the shipment chronicle. I only heard about the attack after it was already begun, and the elevator might as well have been not moving at all, it was so slow. The treasurer, the elevator. Who are you going to blame next, Governor? Are you the ruler of this world or a casual onlooker? You will take measures immediately and restore order, or I will conclude that you are sabotaging the rogue trader's visit, either by intent or simply due to your own ineptness. The governor babbles in fear. I never thought. He takes a deep breath. The culprits, of course. The culprits will face execution post-haste, my celestial lord. Survey the square. An oppressive silence hangs over the previously bustling plaza. The people are taking in the carnage, clearly avoiding looking at you, but still catching your every word. You notice Maiev standing nearby, gazing around her with horror in her eyes. Find those responsible and bring them to me. Have fun on stream, Mike. Thanks, Goddess. Tadua says the condemned mutants broke loose and attacked the townsfolk. It has been a long, long time since anything like that happened. Your Celestial Highness. They must have been sniffed out that today's a special day. The executioner's lip curls split by a blow during the fight. The commander was responsible for guarding them. He got careless. His armor rattling, one of the knights steps forward. I am Lucra, commander of the fortress. I can attest that the ungodly mutants were restrained properly. It's the Phasmophorius. The smoke whipped the brutes into a frenzy. So it is either the commander or the executioner, is it? Then I shall now make my decision. My celestial lord, I swear on my life that my knights and I did everything we could to keep you safe. Who could have foreseen that the Phasmophorius, after gorging itself on miscreants, would start driving the mutants mad with its smoke? Lies! The Phasmophorius does not taunt heretics, it fills them with terror. To shift the blame for your own failure onto a sacred weapon of justice is a heinous crime in and of itself. You can throw them both in the Phasmophorius. Oh my god. I really do not like the Executioner. I really don't like him. It's like Solomon said, he's making justice into a show. The Executioner is to blame for what has transpired. Solomon, enact the will of justice. He's just gonna do it, isn't he? There is no change in Solomon's expression as he performs the execution. Tadua the Scorched expires without making a sound. You are our savior today, your celestial highness, and in gratitude, please accept this personalized sword from my treasury. Fatebringer once decided the outcome of one of our feuds and killed a rebel leader, and peace has reigned on the planet ever since. Oh yeah, this is so peaceful. Fatebringer. Ignores the target's armor. Solomon, make a note of this attempted bribery. No, I'll accept the gift. Thank you. The governor bows at your feet. Look at Maev. Having dusted herself off and reassumed a proper bearing, Maev stares off into space. Despite the shock, her lips are pressed together firmly and her back is impeccably straight. It appears the celebration is over, Governor. Not the least. I will not let some beast ruin everything we have worked so hard to prepare. I suggest we distance ourselves from this place and return to our corner of revelry and peace. By your leave, I will be waiting for you at the head table. Oh God, Emperor, give me strength. Swallowing noisily, the governor hurriedly departs the scene of slaughter. It amazes me that that idiot just underpaid the tithe and did not somehow lose this whole planet as well. Solomon pauses, pensively watching the governor leave. Fine, a feast it is. I'm sick of the stench of burnt meat. Let's try a change of scenery. Her face pale, Maev raises a hand. My celestial lord, it is only a few steps away. The noble lords are already lifting their glasses in the Savior's honor, awaiting your arrival. Shall we proceed? Alright, I need a chance to save the game. I'm hoping this is going to give me one, and it looks like it will. Excellent. Alright, chat, with that, this is pretty cool. Really digging this, because, you know, I haven't seen this world at all. So we are going to take advantage of our chance to save right here, and we will pick it up from here next time. Chat, I am out of time for now. Thank you guys so much for joining me this morning. If you're new to my channel, my name is Muck. I stream every evening and every weekday morning. I'll be back in about 5 hours for our evening stream, where we're going to be finishing up Spider-Man 2 and then starting something new. Possibly Dune Awakening. I'm thinking about that one. But as always, please hit that follow button if you're here on Twitch. Subscribe if you're watching on YouTube. And here's links to both my YouTube channels if you are not already subbed to both of those. And a special thank you to our patrons. They keep this channel alive with their support. Couldn't do it without them. And there's a link to that in the chat if you're interested. You guys have a great rest of your day. If you're on the Twitch side of things, I will raid someone in just a minute just to support another channel. Let me see. It looks like Ari is currently live. She's good people. I'm going to rate her. If you like her content, be sure to follow. If it's not for you, that's totally fine. We all like different stuff. Just, you know, be nice. I'll see you guys over there. You guys have a good rest of your day, and I'll be back in about 5 hours for the evening stream. See ya.